Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Welcome to the Fly With Us podcast. This podcast is bringing the art of conversation, self-love, self-care, mental health care and protection, life lessons, love lessons, and everything in between. Today, we're going to talk about manifesting your destiny through goal setting.
All right.
I'm Lady Bounce.
And I am A Slate.
Okay, so we talked before about setting goals for the new year. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to make a concrete plan.
Yeah, we're supposed to do our vision boards.
Yes,
on
and I
goals.
did not. I'm slacking.
I did mine. It's a little messy.
It's in my
I
head, but it ain't on the board.
Need to be on the board so you can see it.
I know, right?
Yeah.
It's going to be on the board. Like I got a vacation coming up. This 2-week winter break.
Sweet.
I have some work to do. And when I finish my work, I plan to do my self-work.
Yes.
In my goal board.
Love it.
It's going to be done. Yeah. And then I'm going to come over your house and help you organize.
Dun, 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 dun. That's a major goal that might take all of 2020.
But every goal starts with a plan.
Mm-hmm.
And a step. So the plan is, I'm going to do what I got to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to come help you as best I can.
And I'm going to help myself. And that will help you too. By at least starting to
How about
organize.
Maybe you just sit down and get out of my way. Yeah. And you can watch.
It sounds like a plan, but not really a goal. The goal is to be as active in my recovery.
But you can be what is it? You can be the foreman and I'll be the construction worker.
Okay.
So you sit, have some tea, put your feet up, and then you can direct me on where to move.
Yeah, not gonna work. I've never been a good director or conductor. I want to do the work.
You're not going to do the work. I'm going to help you.
So what's been going on since then? Okay, I did my board, and I'm going to show my little board, which is messy and fun. But yeah, so my goals are very simple. Taking time.
Yes.
Stay entertained and informed. Focusing. Become a priority. Taking care of someone else means taking care of me too. Mm-hmm. I want to move with all 5 of my babies that will be here now. With 5 babies and pay no rent. I want to pay a mortgage. I want to be more healthy. Right. I want to be more healthy, which means something simple. Drink more water.
I like it.
Really simple. My babies learn, grow, and thrive. I got Pinocchio here. Why? Because I always know when I should seek help. I am seeking help and asking my sister, please come help me organize. Or if mentally I'm not in a good place, seek help. I'm not handling this well, whatever it may be. Some of my goals are dreaming big right here, and they're all right here. One of the big things for me is school. So, I took some clips from papers. Thanks to Mom's new book, this 3-year-old boy is reading on the 3rd grade level. Things like that.
Yeah,
Keep your dreams in alignment with your goals. And we have the Dayton Metro Library there, and Inspire. So most of my goals are geared towards the one goal right here, which is success. Whatever success is to you.
Right.
That's what goals should be for, to help you be successful. So now I just have to look at each of those things and kind of break them down into pieces. Like, for example, being healthy for me, I broke it down in a way that makes it easy to drink water.
I like that.
Drink more water.
I know I need to drink more water. I'm working on it.
Mm-hmm.
I could do better. But I guess where I need to drink more water, I'm not drinking anything. So it's not like I'm drinking a lot of pop instead of drinking water, or drinking coffee, or drinking something else instead of drinking water. I'm just not drinking anything.
So you're not hydrated.
Right. Like I just be like, I'm not thirsty.
I'm thirsty. You're not supposed to ever be thirsty. Stay hungry, never thirsty. That's what my mentor said.
Right.
But you got to hydrate. And
I think a lot of it though is because of my day job as a teacher.
Yeah.
Drinking a lot means a lot of trips to the restroom. I don't have time. So I kind of like convince myself I'm not thirsty, or I don't need to hydrate because I don't know when I'm going to get that next bathroom break.
It makes sense. And you just got some good genes because your skin looks amazing to not hydrate enough. Thank you. So, yeah. So, okay. What's another thing? Like, you were telling me to become the foreman. Be the foreman.
Yes, be the foreman.
And I said, no, thank you. I want to do the work. So one of the things I learned in accomplishing goals is taking a good role, like taking some initiative, being accountable for what you want to achieve, which means some kind of leadership, right?
Right.
So over the weekend, this past weekend, you and your husband, Mr. Picket Fence, Mr. J. Webb,
yes.
you went to a seminar on leadership called...
Oh, wait a minute. It was sponsored by Bobby Tyree Watkins, whose business is But She Didn't Quit, but he didn't quit. So she put together this leadership conference. Mm-hmm. It was a 2-day conference. We missed Friday, but Friday was all about the youth. So she had the youth separated in groups, and they were learning different things. And then on Saturday, she had a relationship panel, a parenting panel, and a marriage panel. Nice. And Jay and I sat on the marriage panel.
Great, because you could have sat on either one of those panels.
Right. And that's what I told her. I'm like, I'm always willing to help support, and I believe in, support those that support you. Mm-hmm. Bobby and I have been friends for a really long time. She actually won one of our contests.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, a few months ago.
She got her award at the Wiz.
So I've known her for a while, went to school with her sister, works with her sister. So we traveled in the same circles a lot, but never had an opportunity to work together until now. So when she was like, hey, I'm throwing this conference, would you mind being a part of it? And I was like, absolutely. I was like, I said, this is what I can do. This is what I can talk about. You put me where you want me.
Right.
And she was like, wow, you could do all those? I'm like, hey, I'm willing. You put me wherever.
So what were some of the things that you discussed, or some takeaways that you left there for them on leadership? So your role was as a wife.
We did the marriage panel. It was 3 other couples, us, and then a wife whose husband couldn't make it. Okay. So to get us started, I just threw out a question. I said, a lot of times, we have conflict in marriages. We were raised differently. So let's start with talking about, telling the audience, how do you resolve conflict in your marriage? I'm saying this is a question for the husband and the wife. Okay. Because the way I deal with conflict and the way Jay deals with conflict with me, they're different.
So if the goal is no drama and peace in the marriage, what would we do?
Right. So there were some of the couples there were very involved in their churches and religion and Bible study. So they were able to share tips from a biblical standpoint using scripture and stuff like that. And Jay and I are more spiritual. So we were able to come with the spiritual answer of how we deal with each other as it relates to conflict. I mean, we've been married for 20 years. So to say that we haven't had conflict would be like a total outright lie. And we have children in between. So that would be a lie. Okay. And I don't believe in lying. So love it. So we were able to, talk about, how we go into separate spaces and how we, one of the things that I can say that we've always done really well is, one, we've never argued in front of the children except maybe once or twice. I mean, it happens, but typically we don't argue in front of them because they learn conflict resolution by looking at us. Exactly. And then, we've been to therapy, which we're not ashamed to say, which we said that there. I said, ask for help. I am not above going to therapy or marriage counseling. I believe marriage counseling has strengthened our marriage because one of the big things we learned in therapy was how to fight fair. Okay. So we learned about the 8 rules for fighting fair.
What's a couple of those? How do you fight fair? Ooh.
No, look here. One of the ways that you fight fair, you establish it's just like a set of ground rules. No name calling. Simple. Yeah. No profanity. Okay. No talking about the other one's families. Your mama this, your daddy that, your auntie.
So we're not playing a dozen.
Right. That don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about.
So this sounds like no below the belt. This is fighting fair.
The biggest takeaway that I love, there's 2 from fighting fair, is 1, no gunny sacking.
What?
Gunny cycle. You think about a little kid that's about to run away. You remember the old school cartoons? Okay. And you pack up this bag with some canned goods and some candies and a couple of outfits and you walking out the door. Yeah. You out. And then you come back. Okay. Gunny cycling is bringing up old stuff. Ooh. So if we sitting here and we arguing because you didn't pay that bill and the DP&L got cut off. This is what we're arguing about. We are talking about the bill and the fact that you didn't pay, you forgot.
So it's staying in the now.
Right. Okay. So staying in the now. I can't be talking about that one time you forgot to put gas in the car and you didn't put air in the tire. I don't have nothing to do with what we're talking about right now.
And they call it Gunny Cycle.
It's called Gunny Cycle. Okay. Right. I didn't know that either.
Okay.
And then, one of the things that we do a lot of that I really, really love is we table it. If you are too emotional to talk about it, to discuss it, to even argue about it in a polite way, then you have the right, when you feel yourself reaching there, to say, hey, I'm tapping out. We're going to table this. Now, here's the kicker to tabling it. If you table it, you have the right and the responsibility to pick up that discussion, that argument, that whatever you want to call it, and resolve it. So if you and I argue and I say, look, Slate, I can't talk about this no more. I'm done with it.
Okay.
You say, okay, cool, we done with it. Then that means for me, I have to come to you and say, you know, when I'm calm or level-headed, hey, do you remember when we was arguing last Tuesday and we were talking about this? We need to resolve the issue. Let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's go ahead and fix it. Because a lot of times we argue with people, we have conflict and we leave it. And that's where Gunny Cycle comes in, because you left this argument on the table that never ever got resolved. So the next time you get ticked off, that's the first thing you go pick up.
So how can we take some of these, what was it, 8?
Yeah, there's like 8
how can we do those 8 basic rules for fighting fair? How can we apply those to our own goal setting outside of our relationship? How about our own personal goal setting? Because I can definitely see how we could use tabling for when setting our goals. Say, for example, me wanting to move with 5 kids to a home that I'm purchasing.
Right.
And I go look for a house and get no. Let's table it. Rethink this approach.
Right.
Maybe play with some credit some more. Maybe go ahead and think of a different location and then pick it back up and go to it. So I can see how we can use tabling it. But what are some of the other tools that you think we could use?
And in terms of, like, you know, Gunny Cycle. If you looked at these 5 houses and it didn't work, don't go back to those 5 houses. Let's go look for some new houses. Let's go look for maybe we need a different realtor. Maybe we need a different consultant. And like you said, you play around with some credit or play around with some money.
I like this.
And move stuff around or whatever. And, you know, in terms of like your goal of looking for a house, don't bring your family into it. Now, your family can give you sound advice. They can give you their ideas and their tips and strategies. But ultimately, when it comes to anything that you even ask them for advice for, you have to live in it.
That's right.
You have to live in that decision. So even in terms of bringing in other people, you need to bring in the right people as opposed to just open-endedly making it for, like, you know, like making it a blanket thing for everybody to feel like they have an opinion or a chance, an opportunity to weigh in.
And I think too, where you said the no name calling, don't be, oh, I'm stupid for this, oh, I'm doing,
no,
or, oh, I failed at this, I'm not. So no name calling. When you set in your goals, don't go beating yourself up about
Absolutely
it if it doesn't work. Thing. And then there was another one you had said you said no name calling, and then the other one was
like no profanity.
No profanity. Come on, we keep it clean. And do our research. We can use more words.
Yes.
But the other one was no name calling, profanity, and then no mama jokes
no playing the dozens. No
playing the dozens. And in that sense, I'm gonna twist that a little bit. Don't compare yourself. Don't compare yourself to somebody else. Like, say, for example, if I want to get that house, I'm not gonna say, hey, because my best friend her and my uncle are so beautiful. They're gonna get married soon. She told me that was gonna happen when she was 16. And now she is 122.
I like it.
And she's expecting to. But they just bought their first house that they're buying together. And the pretty pricey house, a beautiful neighborhood. And I'm not going to say, hey, that's going to be the kind of house I'm getting. I'm not going to compare my process to their process, because that can really, really throw you off track of accomplishing some goals.
And that goes into the same realm of like keeping up with the Joneses.
Yeah.
You got to do you.
Yeah. And do not do what I did when you setting your goals. If one of your goals is cleaning up your credit, Okay, I'm going to throw this out here. I filed bankruptcy earlier in the year, and I'm not ashamed to admit it. It's the best thing I ever did in my life. Now, what was the worst thing was not understanding the knowledge of money.
Right.
And I went and got the credit cards, and they said they were going to help me build and reestablish credit.
Right.
Until my hours at work were decreased, and I couldn't keep up with the pace. So now I got these people in my head like, hello, like what? So now I have to fix that so that my credit is good. So don't jump into nothing without doing your research first. Either, absolutely. Because it can set you further back than you were before. And from my understanding, if you don't learn a lesson the first time, you gotta repeat it. Even having to repeat a lesson, maybe it wasn't your time to learn it. You know what I mean? So don't think of it in terms of, and not that you are, but don't think of it in terms of a mistake. Maybe at the time you tried to learn it, it wasn't your time. You weren't supposed to get it right now. Right.
You know, like there's those sayings that, you know, your gift will make room for you, and what is for you is for you, and everything in God's time. So just, that sounds like set some realistic timelines for your goal setting. Yeah. Don't think it's going to happen overnight. And speaking of that, I want to share my scribe coaches, Inscribe Me 30-Day Planner, Time to Manifest. Inscribe, Plan, and Implement. And you can purchase this on Amazon and Barnes and Noble and all these fancy book places. She's on Facebook as Pendalyn. I think it's P. Lynn on Facebook. P. Lynn James. P. Lynn James. PLYNN James. Now, this says on the back, it has choose one realistic short-term goal and make it happen. One goal, 30 days. Are you ready? How to use the planner. You empty it out, which means inscribe your ideas, affirmations, and action steps. Right. 2, identify and combat barriers. Know what you're up against. Get it. Create a plan. There you go with that plan and break through them. 3, build your unpluckable faith community. You got to have a team of people like my sister is willing to come and help me get that basement together and get organized and whatever. And she's going to be real with me and not let me sit on my butt and just watch things happen. And 4, walk into the goal. Implement your action steps and be consistent and reward yourself for small successes. So during this 2-week break, that's the Inscribe Me 30-Day Planner by P. Lynn James. Check that out to help you get your goals going. When you were saying that, I just thought about something. So here's the goal. The goal is to get you semi-organized.
Yes, so we can get to that part.
Because we want to make it realistic. I don't want to be like, oh, we're going to organize your whole house, girl. You're going to be looking like Oprah when we done, when she did that whole... Good night, No, good night. It's not going to happen. So here's what we're going to do.
Or like the minimalist on the TEDx thing.
We're going to get you semi-organized. And then to reward ourselves, we're going to go for ice cream and cookies.
I can't.
Why?
We can do it in January. No sugar for me right now.
Girl, bye.
I'm fasting.
The baby wants cookies.
No, not the baby can't have them till January.
Baby wants cookies. Baby wants ice cream.
Cookies.
And her auntie, Bounce, is going to give her.
How about?
No, ma'am.
How about our treat be that? Can I still do the massages? Because that was a great time.
Absolutely, and pregnancy massage is probably fantastic.
Never ever had one pregnant.
Oh my God!
Which I did just find one of my massage gift cards that I was gifted by an event I did, but I was going to re-gift it.
Well, you could re-gift that one, but we'll go back to our special place.
Yes, because she was so amazing.
She was.
Like I was on cloud 9. So another goal for ourselves is high five.
High five.
Getting a great massage.
Yes. I like that. So I'll take it back. No ice cream and cookies. Sorry, baby.
It's okay, baby.
Auntie tried. Your mommy's being a brat.
Yes. But so we're just throwing out some ideas here to help you accomplish your goals as we attempt to do this. Well, as we do the same.
We're going to do
the same because one thing that I've been learning with Bishop Joel often is we do not want to go into ruin in 2020. No. So we're going to dump some things, clear some things, get rid of some things, and walk in fresh and new and ready to continue to be great. We're not setting no crazy, silly, sue me, resolutions about, I'm going to do this next year.
I'm going to lose 200 pounds.
One of the funniest memes I've seen on Facebook is something that says something like, last year I didn't get a chance to lose 200 pounds. So in 2020, I'm not going to get a chance then either.
Right.
Be realistic. You're probably not going to do it if you haven't done it already.
I think the biggest goal, and as you were talking about, it sparked this thought, because, listening to you sparks thought, because you're amazing.
Oh, you're so beautiful.
The biggest goal, I want you and me and our listeners to forgive yourself.
Can everybody?
I want you to,
yourself.
And I'm going to make it specific. I want you to forgive yourself for the things you think you did wrong in 2019. The things you think you could have done better. Your shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Forgive yourself.
How about, since we talk about self-care, see this is how this thing works.
See?
We're vibing. How about forget your vision goal board? That may take too much time. Forget it. How about the goal be forgiving yourself daily?
I like
for 30 days.
I like that.
You can forgive yourself for 30 days daily. And actually, whatever it is, instantaneously. Say you didn't pick the baby up on time. I forgive myself for not picking the baby up on time. Somebody teed you off at work. You didn't compose yourself well enough. You went off. I forgive myself for flying off the handle.
I forgive myself for being human.
I forgive myself for being a superhero.
Right.
Whatever it may be. Forgive yourself daily, and do let us know how it's going.
Yes,
and let's all check in 30 days from today is the 18th?
Yes. So I definitely believe in putting it out there for your tribe or your village to hold you accountable.
Yes, that's that unpluckable faith community.
Absolutely.
You have to find your tribe. You have to know your village. You have to, and don't get what I've heard it called as, I think that's Miss Valerie Coleman said, don't choose your amen corner, who's always going to say, yeah, you're doing great, you're doing it.
Yes.
That's not going to work. Get somebody that's going to be realistic and tell you, no, you messed up and you was dead wrong. Get those people in your corner.
Two schools of thought with that. Do you know when you go to a wedding, you sign a guest book? Mm-hmm. Most of us think, we're signing this guest book just to say we were here. No.
Right.
That is not true.
Right.
You are signing that guest book
to say
you support this marriage. You are in favor of this marriage. And that if something goes awry, you are a part of the village that couple is supposed to be able to reach back for, to remind them of this day, of the vows, of marriage and love, and to support it.
I'm never signing a book again. It's too much responsibility. I'm kidding.
But the original thought for the guest book was about having people around you to hold you up and hold you accountable. So that's why it's a very, they talk about weddings and marriage being a very sacred thing. Yeah. Now we just invite people because we want gifts. But if we want to really, really be traditional, a gift
of sincere support and truth.
Exactly. Yeah. Because when I think about, our wedding was very small in terms of guests and the people who stood up for us on both sides. So we didn't have this big 20 people on my side and 20. There was 3 on his side. There were 3 on my side. And then we had a ring bearer and flower girls from both sides of our family.
Yeah.
It was very intimate. And it wasn't, it was on purpose. Because when I thought about building my tribe and building my village of people that were going to support my marriage, I didn't want, we went to grade school together, I'm going to invite you to my wedding. Nah. Right. I wanted genuine people. And so fast forward 20 years, most of the people that were at our wedding, if I'm not in direct contact with them, I know how to get in contact with them if I should need them.
And you definitely need that, especially when you're thinking career, when you're thinking family, when you're thinking your own well-being and personal development and growth. You definitely need somebody around to support, not help or hinder you, to support you. Right. I was talking to one of my cousins today and I was like, honey, I can't help you. And I meant it. I can support you, but I can't help you because I've learned from experience help to be a hindrance in most cases. especially when you're doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. I'm clearly not helping you if I have to keep coming back and assist you in this thing. For example, when you come to support me in this basement thing, if next week or next month it's like that again, then it's too bad. That's my thing. So I'm going to wrap this thing up and we're going to do our self-care, our mindfulness minute, and our brain science, because these goals can get heavy and lengthy and wordy. But one of the, our self-care for this week is going to be, we all have a story to tell, you know, and one of the most cathartic things you can do is get it out. Who better to tell your story than you? I know sometimes it's hard to get goals set because you got so much on the inside that's probably blocking you, stopping you, or maybe even fueling you. So go ahead and take some time and write your memoir. Don't worry about editing, spell checking, or having all the fine details done, because you can keep that book just for yourself as a reminder to keep going and know what you've gotten through and how you can continue to go. Reflect on your past, and it will make you appreciate what's to come. If you are very ambitious, try writing your family history. Whoa. Whatever floats your boat. You don't have to show it to anyone else if you don't want to. Write your memoir. This is your self-care. As you do your 30 days of forgiveness of yourself, you can also be writing your memoir. I'm pretty sure it'll change the beginning of your new story. And our mindfulness minute is ready for change. I am willing to let go of something in order to gain something. I surrender the darker side of my own nature in order to welcome the light now arriving. Be prepared for better to come. Be ready for change. Things are not going to stay the same. And if they do, was that Sarah Jane will be a dull and boring girl or something they used to say?
Right, exactly.
Are you ready to give up that pessimistic slant of mind, that gloomy disposition, or that dull lethargy? It is perfectly possible to change aspects of our personalities that may have been in place for decades, but we first have to be willing to not be the foreman and to get up and do the work, to say yes to the possibility of change. For your meditation today, look for mental complaints that may arise. Take the complaint and rephrase it so that it becomes a word of thanks. This may feel odd at first. Perhaps just resolve to not complain about a single thing. This one practice will make a big difference in your life. So our mindfulness minute is be ready for change. Let go of something, especially negative attitudes and feelings, and be ready for gaining something more. So that is our self-care and our mindfulness minute. And you have your Inscribe Me journal ready to be ordered. And now we're going to go on over swiftly to our brain science.
All right. So you did the mindfulness minute talking about change. You did the self-care assignment saying write your memoir. So our capacity to move forward as developing beings rests on a healthy relationship with the past. Psychotherapy, which is a widespread method for promoting mental health, relies heavily on memory and the ability to retrieve and organize images and events from our personal past. We learn not only to tell our personal stories, but to listen to what our stories tell us.
Yes.
So to write that first draft and return for a second draft, we are doing the work of memory. What? So this is a few reasons why writing can help your brain and your spirit. 1, it can create order out of chaos. Just the act of organizing your past into a system, whether chronological or otherwise, can help you see your life in a different way, and according to neuroscientists, can even change your brain's organic structure. Beyond catharsis. Yes, getting it all out can be helpful, but careful editing after your catharsis can help you to determine what is really most important for you to impart to others. Take out the fluff and stuff. Hit it and quit it. An overview of your accomplishments. Give yourself a hand. You've probably accomplished more than you think you have. And those accomplishments are more than just what you've owned or achieved, but who you've become. Gratitude for what you have. Your life isn't just hardships and challenges. It's the luck you found and the blessings you've received, and realizing that sometimes they are one and the same. Writing and organizing your thoughts can keep your mind sharp. It can also identify your strengths. Looking at the past can remind us of how tough we must be because, hey, we still here.
Resiliency.
Motivation for your future. Looking back helps you realize that you have what you haven't done and what priorities you have moving forward. And last but not least, release valve. For years, I kept junk journals in which I would get out all of my frustrations and all my angers so I could face my day in peace. They were never meant for the public.
Yes.
They were not, and some of them are still not. But they served their purpose. Just the act of writing, not the words I wrote, helped me get through many tough times. That's right. That last part, that I had to put my spin on it. I had to write that.
That's how we're supposed to do it. That's how we're supposed to do it.
Write your memoir. Take care of yourself.
Forgive yourself.
Forgive yourself.
For at least 30 days.
For at least 30 days. Set realistic goals.
Get your Inscribe Me 30-day planner. That's exactly what it's called.
And catch us on SoundCloud,
Facebook,
YouTube,
Instagram,
and Twitter. And email us at flywithusla@gmail.com. Don't forget to email us how you're setting your goals for 2020 to be entered into our contest to be given away a self-care prize pack on January 1st, 2020.
We've been getting some great emails.
Yes,
so this is going to be extremely, extremely exciting. And if you want to get a glimpse of what goes down in the gift bags, holla at your girl, Bobby Watkins.
Bobby Watkins,
she didn't quit though.
Leininger.
But they're not going to be able to tell you what's in there because Our Lady Bounce is the best gift giver ever, and we know she did not quit this time either. She's going even harder.
Yeah, and they're different every time.
Every single time.
That's amazing.
So I am A Slate,
and I'm Lady Bounce,
and we out of here.
Peace.